Hey everyone, it is June 22nd. I know I haven't been on for a while. I'm in the midst of moving. The moving van has now come 3 times, and I think some of my stuff is getting moved tomorrow. Not all of it, because of course I still have to have a bed to sleep in, but my 2 bookcases have been moved. And then the china hutch from the mother's house and a big display cabinet, those have been moved. Those will be going into my place. The problem is, well, there's a couple problems. Number one, the guy is still living there. He won't be out until, well, he has to be out on the 29th because we start living there on the 29th. I should say I start living in the ADU. The second problem is that the floors haven't been done yet. So we move all this stuff in there and it'll just have to be moved again because they have to put down the floors. Another problem is the bathroom is completely unusable. There's no toilet, there's no shower. I don't know when they'll get that back in. Because see, here's the even bigger problem. That the landlady didn't know when she bought the property. It just is what it is. But this is what we're dealing with. There is an ADU on the property. It's connected to the main house by a breezeway. And it's all under one roof, but the ADU is just a separate unit, but there's a breezeway. Anyhow, the previous owner had that as a rental unit, but it wasn't up to code. It was never registered with the city as being a separate rental unit. So there, it was just like one address for the whole thing, even though it was a rental unit. So the inspector comes and he's like, excuse me, these doorways aren't right. The plumbing was a whole separate issue. There's no fire break between the ADU and the main house. They had just listed it as a recreation room, but really they had rented it out. So it wasn't done up to code, and these things are having to be fixed. And then we still have to deal with the city on creating a separate address for the ADU. And we have to deal with the post office on that. And I can't get my internet set up because we can only have one internet for that address. So I can't have my own account. So what the landlady is doing is she's having, she's getting internet on, I think, July 1st, and it's got these little boosters that she can put in the house, and including one in my unit, so I should be able to work on her off of her internet, and maybe that we'll just keep it that way. I don't know, and I'll just pay her, whatever. It's all very complicated. I mean, we can't split the gas bill because, or I should say, I can't have my own gas bill and her have a gas bill because it's one address. So, that has to be figured out, and I'm not sure how the Department of Water and Power works. Again, it's one address. So we have to get that sorted out. It's kind of a pain, but it'll all be up to code. But getting the inspector to make it pass inspection, that's another thing. So in the meantime, if I have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom when I'm living there, until my bathroom gets fixed, I have to go across the breezeway in the middle of the night to the small bathroom that's off of her kitchen, off the landlady's kitchen, and I'll have to use the shower in one of her bathrooms. So, she's got 2.5 baths in her place, but in her master bedroom, that bathroom was a disaster too. And she was having a tub put in, a tub shower unit thing. And there was something wrong with the way it was, what was there before was draining. So they actually dug through the foundation of the house into the ground, and there was just like heaps and heaps of dirt in the bathroom. And they had to dig down 3 or 4 feet, and they found that tree roots were all wrapped around the pipes, and they had to deal with that and replumb the whole thing. Oh, and that was another thing, that in my ADU, the plumbing was wrong. The plumbing is wrong in a lot of places in the house, and that had to be fixed. And the electric was wrong, and it was just, I mean, there's just so many things. Now, all that said, it's a blessing still. It's still a blessing. I'm going to be living there. So just, you know, if you're doing additions to your house, please make sure they're up to code, because that's a real nightmare for the next person that buys your house. And really, you should just do it up to code and do it right in the first place. And then there's the issue of stuff. Let me tell you, have you ever seen that show called Storage Wars, where these guys buy those, or they bid on storage units that people, you know, they haven't paid their bill, and so their storage unit just gets sold off with all the contents inside? There's just junk. I mean, sometimes they find something good in there, but they're filled with junk. Don't spend your money storing stuff that's junk. Junk. Okay? Get rid of your stuff. You don't need that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with my landlady, is she took out a storage unit. And I'm not throwing her under the bus or anything. I'm just saying she has too much stuff. She literally has too much stuff. And she's not really willing to deal with it. And don't pay good money to store stuff. Deal with it. If you're not using it in your house, you don't have a place for it, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Yeah. Okay, enough said about that. I don't know when I'll make another video, because things are crazy. The moving van, which is only at the size, about a third the size of a big commercial, you know, like commercial moving van. It's already been here 3 times. It's going to come 3 or 4 more times. It's coming for sure tomorrow and Saturday, and for sure next Wednesday, but I don't know if it'll come between Saturday and Wednesday too. Because it sort of scared me when the landlady said, oh, she thought about 40% was done. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have too much stuff. Just get rid of it. I mean, in the meantime, my stuff will take about a half a van. So, yeah. Also, discovered that my little guava pineapple that I had taken out to the house, and the guy said he was going to water it, and it didn't get watered as much as it needed. I mean, at least every other day, because it's hot out there right now, at least. And I think it's kicked the bucket. Yeah. So, probably about $100 worth of plants just right down the toilet. And those were fruiting plants that I took out there too. Now, I didn't take out some of them. I still have 5 plants here. Plus I have a little basil plant that I got at Trader Joe's. Drinks water like a fish. It really needs to be repotted, and I'll try to do that before I leave, because it's just in the tiniest little pot, but drinks, like I said, like a fish. And I've got this mint plant too, but it practically died before I got it home. But the basil's doing pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely has outgrown that pot though. This is a tiny little pot. I've only had it for about a week. So I have that. I have 3 tiny little pepper plants still in their pot from Kroger. And they need to be repotted, but it's not something I want to do till I get out there. So their growth is kind of stunted right now because I know they're pot bound. And let's see, I have my Little Miss Figgy Fig, which is a dwarf fig tree, and my peanut butter tree, which finally came out of shock from that horrible shipping that it had, and finally, after like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, it's growing new leaves. And I have, let's see, okay, that, and I have my little Owari Satsuma Mandarin, and my, oh gosh, how can I forget these things? Oh, and I have my Australian finger lime, and there's another one out there too. Darn it, what is it? Well, anyways, I have all these fruit trees, and those are not going out until I am living there and taking care of them, because I don't trust my plants with anybody else anymore. It's just too hot out there, and it's very hot here. Not as hot as Texas, but we have had kind of unseasonably warm weather this June. Usually in June we have what's called June gloom, which is where we get this marine layer that comes in every day for the whole month, and it just never, it's just overcast every day, but not this month. I think probably the landlady just called me. Excuse me. Let me check. No. Okay. We had a thunderstorm that started, I want to say about 8:30. That's when it woke me up. It sounded to me like somebody was rolling a big metal like dumpster down the alley right behind my apartment. I mean, it was just, that's what it sounded like. Or in the driveway next door. And no, it was just thunder, and it went on for hours and hours. And a friend of mine called me at 2 in the morning to let me know, and she's like 2 miles away. She said, it's pouring rain over here. And well, it wasn't pouring rain 2 miles south of her, let me tell you. I wish it was pouring rain, that would have been nice. But anyways, we had a little bit of a crazy storm. And some much needed rain, but not here. I don't know if it rained out at the house. Anyhow, this is probably very boring. Yeah, I don't know how much my stuff will go tomorrow. Hopefully a bunch of my boxes will go. Yeah, but I'm keep saying I'm pretty much packed, and then I think, oh, and it's true, I am. I'm probably like 95% packed, but there's just some odds and ends things I still need to do and get done. So, well, I've rambled for like 14 minutes, so I will let you go, and maybe, well, we'll see when I can do another video. So, talk to you all later. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and well, it's not July 4th yet, so I'll wait on that one. So, we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.